Hello friends, welcome back to TechnoSavvy, where we dive deep into the world of AWS. In this video, we'll start with the basics, comparing what used to happen before cloud computing and how things have evolved now. Imagine you have a requirement to start an IT company. The first thing you'll likely need is to develop an application or website for your business. You'll want to make sure it's accessible to people across the globe, right? Let's take a simple example to explore the costs involved. Say you want to run a website. To do that, you need a server. Back in the day, before cloud computing existed, this was the standard process. So first, you had to buy a server. Let's assume the server costs $1,000, though they usually cost much more. After purchasing it, you need a space to store it. This is why many early tech companies started in garages, because they needed a place to store their servers. Now, if you want to run a website, you would need to rent a garage or some other space to store your server. Servers need to be kept in a cool environment, so you'd also need to install air conditioning. Roughly, just to run a website, your infrastructure costs would be around $2,000. That's the minimum cost to start an IT company. But that's just the start. Servers need to run 24/7, which means you'd need someone to manage and maintain them. And what if something goes wrong? What if the hard disk fails or the RAM needs replacing? You would have to deal with all that as well. Now your dream of launching a successful IT company and developing a website that the world can access gets sidetracked. Instead of focusing on your product, you're stuck maintaining servers. This was a very common issue with traditional infrastructure setups. Not only that, but once you've bought the server and hired someone to maintain it, you also have to cover their salary, pay for electricity, handle faulty wiring, or replace any damaged hardware. Let's assume you've done all of this, and you're ready to launch your website, expecting 15,000 users. You go live, but only 20 people visit your site. You've invested in a large server for 15,000 users, but only a handful showed up. This is the first scenario. Your infrastructure costs are too high, and now you don't know what to do with all the resources you've already paid for. Now imagine the opposite scenario. You expected 2,000 users, but instead 10 million users visit your site. Can your server handle that? Just like an overloaded CPU, if a server's capacity is exceeded, it will slow down or stop responding altogether. Your website could become slow, causing major losses for your company. If your site is down or too slow for even a few days, it could have a serious impact on your business. We've all experienced the frustration of slow download speeds. Now imagine your server is even slower than that, struggling to handle the traffic. Whether you get less traffic than expected or more, both situations can create problems. This was one of the key challenges companies faced with their own infrastructure. People had to worry about so many variables, and it led to significant risk and uncertainty. The costs I've mentioned so far are just the beginning. We've only talked about servers, but there are other components like memory and storage, which you would also need to purchase. This was a major problem globally for businesses trying to scale. Now, imagine a scenario where a company offers you a solution and says, "Don't worry about the infrastructure. You focus on building your application, and we'll handle the rest." My first reaction would be, how? What kind of services are you offering me? Now, let's assume this company says, if you have 15,000 users, we'll provide you with a machine that can handle that. If your users grow to 10 million, we'll provide 5, 6, or more machines to handle the load. And we'll ensure they run 24/7 without any issues. My next question would be, that sounds amazing, but how much will it cost me? And then the company replies, we have thousands of customers like you, and they continue, we only charge you based on your actual usage. So if you need one machine, you pay for one. If you need 10, you pay for 10. And if you don't need any, you don't pay at all. This would be revolutionary compared to the traditional model, where you had to buy and maintain all your hardware up front. This is where cloud computing comes into play. Instead of buying and maintaining physical servers, you can use cloud services like AWS. AWS, or Amazon Web Services, offers a variety of cloud-based solutions that allow you to scale up or down based on your needs. You only pay for what you use, which can be a game changer for managing costs and resources effectively. Let's explore some of the core AWS services that can replace traditional infrastructure. For instance, instead of buying a physical server, you can use Amazon EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud, to run your applications. It provides scalable compute capacity, and you can start with a small instance and scale up as needed. For storage, you have Amazon S3, Simple Storage Service. It allows you to store and retrieve any amount of data at any time, with built-in redundancy and security. No more worrying about physical storage limits or hardware failures. And don't forget about database management. With Amazon RDS Relational Database Service, you can set up, operate, and scale a relational database in the cloud easily. This means no more manual database management, and you can focus on your application development instead. So, with cloud computing, you're not just avoiding the hefty upfront costs of servers and infrastructure, you're also gaining flexibility, scalability, and ease of management. This allows you to focus on what really matters: building and growing your business. In summary, cloud computing has transformed the way businesses handle IT infrastructure. By using services like AWS, you can avoid the complexities of maintaining physical servers and instead leverage scalable, cost-effective cloud solutions. So thanks for watching this video on TechnoSavvy. If you found this information helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest content. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into specific AWS services and how you can use them to build and manage your applications more efficiently. See you next time.